Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah Parama Gurubhyo Namah Sri Madhwacharya Bhagavad Gurubhyo Namah Harihi Om Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. Hareya Namah. Welcome back to Geetha Bhashyam Summary Learnings along with commentary by Shri Tikarayaru from Malkhed and Shri Raghavendra Swami from Mantralaya. So till now we have covered up to 3 chapters, and today we are going to discuss about the 4th chapter. Before we start the 4th chapter, let us quickly go through the key points, which is the dialogue between Lord Krishna and Arjuna, where Lord Krishna explained the importance of Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, who is Jnana Yogi, who is a Karma Yogi, why is it important for a leader to perform karmas, the entire Vishwa Chakra, sustainability, then the concept of Tattva Abhimani Devatas and 3 gunas, namely Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic, impact of lust, that is Kama, and what is the method to defeat, Kala Nemi, which is Tattva Abhimani Daitya for Kama through the Taratamya Jnana. Now we proceed further, where Lord Krishna goes on to elaborate, to Arjuna, why is it important to perform karmas, the prescribed ones. So here he emphasizes by saying it is first important to understand the history or heritage, and therefore this karma yoga was first preached by sun god named Vivaswan by Parmatma himself long ago. This was then further translated to Vaivasvata Manu, then to King Ikshvaku, then the Rajarshis practiced and thus inherited karma yoga, which is what today we have to follow. From this also it is evident to see that Lord Krishna is much superior to sun god and other gods, and therefore the Paramatma's superiority is well established and Bheda. To explain this further, Lord Krishna replies that all Jivatmas, this is neither their first birth nor this is going to be the last one, and this cycle of birth and death is going to continue forever and has been going on. And hence we are known as Anadikala to Anantakala till we get Aproksha Jnana and then we attain Moksha. The only difference that we need to remember here is Paramatma knows each and every detail about all the janmas that have happened in the past for us, all the karmas that we have done, and also in future what we are going to do. What he means by this is, let's understand with the help of a shloka. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacharjuna tanyaham veda sarvani natvam vetha parantapa. Essentially meaning that many births have come and gone for you. I, Lord Parmatma, can remember all of them, but you cannot, O subduer of the enemy. And therefore Paramatma is aptly known as Sarvagnya, that is knower of everything, and Jivatma is known as Alpagnya, with limited knowledge. A Jivatma gets different births in accordance with his karma, and hence it is important for us to focus on what kind of karmas are we doing today, because the right set of karmas as prescribed to us by our varna and ashrama is one which is going to give us an elevated position as we go ahead in this cycle of birth and death. And if we reverse it, then there is definitely Narakaloka that we are going to face over there. And what does Paramatma do? He also at time to time comes and takes avatar, on this Bhuloka or the earth, right? He uses the body of Vasudeva, and he is known as Satya also, because Sat Chit Ananda Sharira, his body is made of Sat Chit Ananda, which is Satya, and therefore he takes form of an avatar. There is no birth or death for Paramatma. He is omnipresent. He only takes avatara. And why does he do so? It is aptly explained in these shlokas. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srujamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkratam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So it means very simple that Paramatma keeps taking avatar as and when adharma gains an upper hand. And he does this to protect the good and destroy the wicked. and finally restore the sanctity of the Dharma. So the one who knows the eternal truth about this Parmatma would be able to break the cycle of birth and death and attain moksha. Parmatma further continues by saying that the ones who have taken refuge in me by denouncing the passion, hatred, apprehension, and have adorned me as Sarvottama, the Supreme Lord gets salvation through Jnana Marga. Now there is a clause to this also, that everybody does all of this, but why there are different sets of rewards? Simply because of Yogyata. Brahmavit Yogya Bhunkte. So basically here what it means is that the reward you get based on your own Yogyata. So by worshipping other deities other than me, as we have seen in the Taratamya, you may be rewarded. But please understand that the reward is always limited, because their position is also limited in the Taratamya. But imagine if you are able to relate directly to the Paramatma and please him, then you can get the best of the best rewards. In this case of spirituality, that is moksha. And this is where he re-emphasizes to Arjuna that I am the Father who has created all the Varnas by the virtues of Shama. Shama means calmness, peace of mind, equanimity. Dama is very important, called as self-control or restraint, and karma. And then each Varna possesses all of these, Shama, Dama and Karma, based on the quantum of Sattva Guna. Remember we spoke about three gunas, Sattva Guna, Rajasic Guna and Tamasic Guna. So based on the quantum of Sattva Guna, each Varna has been described. So therefore, we all understand that our parents are the first ones who provide us with necessary food, clothing and shelter. What is the benefit of running away from the parents and moving to others? Will you get similar kind of benefit? Apparently no, right? And therefore, if an offspring surrenders to someone else, they may get a lesser benefit. It is very nicely explained here through this shloka. Vita raga bhaya krodha manamaya mamupashritaha bhavo jnana tapasa puta madbhava magataha. Which basically means that the people who are freed from fear, anger, attachment and fully absorbed in me take refuge in me, and these persons become knowledgeable about me. Thus they are attaining transcendental love for me. Further he continues that as a father of all Varnas, I bestow the most important reward, that is salvation, moksha. So imagine if you please other deities and they award you, Swargaloka or heaven, it is still inadequate. This again demonstrates that Paramatma is number one in Taratamya and the Bheda between him and other jivas. He also clarifies that while he performs all of these karmas don't touch Paramatma at all. Right? And the ones who understand this is very, very important. Let us learn through this shloka. Namam karmani limpanti name karma phale spraha itimam yobhi janati karmabhir na sasadyate badhyate. So this is very clearly over here, badhyate means bonding. So this person gets released from the entanglement of birth and death and gets fruitive reactions for his work. And therefore it is important to understand Paramatma in the right way. Then he moves on to explain Arjuna that karmas are of three types, namely karma, vikarma and akarma. Karmas are the ones that are mandated by the Vedas as a must do for all those people who belong to the respective varnas. Akarma if the karmas are given a go by or dropped for any particular reason. And vikarma is exactly opposite of karma, that is performing karmas which are against the basic tenets of Vedas. This is the most crucial point in understanding karma, and the person who has understood this carefully is able to proceed further towards moving closer to Paramatma. For example, if you see, whatever activity we perform, be it physical or mental, all these are instigated by the Supreme Lord. Even when we are asleep, we are doing respiration activity is going on, digestion process is going on, even though we are asleep. So that means it clearly tells us that there is Paramatma through Tattva Abhimani Devatas is running this whole system for us. So if we understand that it is Paramatma who prompts us to perform our karmas and we are not independent, that is aswatantra, of even battling an eyelid, then the karmas won't bind us. This is very important while performing any karma. Let us look at this from this shloka. Brahmarpanam Brahmahavir Brahmagnau Brahmanahutam Brahmaiva tena gantavyam Brahma karma samadhina, which means a person who is fully absorbed in Krishna Paramatma is sure to attain the spiritual kingdom because of his full contribution to spiritual activities, in which the consummation is absolute and that which is offered is of the same spiritual nature. So he further went on to explain that we perform various karmas. What is the real karma? To understand here, we perform homas where we have got shruk and shruva, basically the wooden bowl and the ladle that is used for performing yajnas. Dravya is basically the substance and charu is the offering, and ajya is nothing but the ghee and the fire when the homas are performed. And this homa karma is something that we have to perform as per our varnashrama so that we are able to please Paramatma. This divine knowledge is the fastest vehicle which carries us to the abode of Paramatma. To further clarify, he says there are different types of yajnas and people will perform different types of yajnas to please me. For example, yogis dedicate the meditation of the Lord as yajna. Grihasthas, the ones who are married, the ones who are settled in family oriented, they are mandated to perform karmas, devote the yajnas that they routinely perform to God, like Sandhya Vandana, etc. Some others perform the yajnas in the fire, called self-restraint, with the sensory organs as ahutis, which means that they restrain their sensory organs by controlling their mind and concentrate this as yajna to the Supreme Lord. Few other ponder sensory pleasures as ahutis and perform the yajna in the fire called as sensory organs. Simply put, they contemplate bodily pleasures as the yajna. Others also perform yajna with prana in apana and vice versa. Basically, prana devru is basically for breathing, which we say. This means they do kumbhaka pranayama, which is breathing, and it is known as puraka, rechaka and kumbhaka. So one who has mastered this, and then submits this to Paramatma also reaches to the abode of Paramatma. Finally, who are mentally strong, denounce all types of luxuries and commit it to the Lord as yajna. This is the highest level where a person who is though physically present in this world, mentally present in this world, performing all the activities and karmas that one has to do as per the varnashrama, right? But remembers that it is the Paramatma who is performing it and Paramatma who is inspiring him, and ultimately Paramatma is given to Paramatma and he gets the fruits. This is the strongest type of yajna that can be performed. So lastly, Lord Krishna mentioned that noble souls are indulged in performing some kind of yajnas, be it dravya yajna or japa yajna. Japa is nothing but basic practice of reciting mantras silently, or the jnana yajna. Right? They get rid of their sins by performing these yajnas and consuming the leftovers as prasadam. Jnana marga is superior to dravya marga. Therefore, it is important for us that whatever we do, daily we should spend some time to build our spiritual capability to understand Paramatma. Right? Whatever reward one gets through dravya marga is also obtained through jnana marga. So when that is possible, why is there a need to perform separately dravya yajna? How do we get all these things? It is only possible if you surrender to a guru. And therefore, you have to start your journey to find who is your guru and request the guru who has already attained the tattva jnana and bless you. Lord Krishna reminds Arjuna that how blessed you are, Arjuna, because you are receiving this enviable lesson directly from me. Right? Those detached from performing the karmas and have cleared all doubts and are venerating me as Sarvottama are not accused with abjuring their obligations or performing the karmas. Thus, to summarize, Lord Krishna again reminds Arjuna through this shloka, Tasmat Jnana Sambhutam Ristam Jnana Sinatmanah Chitvainam Samshayam Yogamatishto Tishta Bharata. Basically, what he says is, therefore, the doubts which have arisen in your heart out of ignorance should be slashed by the weapon of knowledge. Armed with yoga, O Bharata, stand and fight. Thus, Lord Parmatma once again reminds Arjuna of what his duties are. So, to conclude, in this 4th chapter, what we have learned is understanding our history and heritage is laying the foundation. Both Paramatma and Jiva are from Anadikala to Anantakala, while Paramatma is Sarvagnya and we are Alpagnya. Right? There are 3 types of karmas: karma, akarma and vikarma, and various types of yajnas, and how we should perform a yajna and surrender to Paramatma. And last but not the least, why Jnana Marga is important and following a Guru. So much for this session on the 4th chapter. Next time, we'll look forward to the 5th chapter. I look forward to meeting all of you there. Sri Krishnarpanamastu. Dhanyavada.